boys and girls, and welcome to Tuesday, October 11th's Monocled Gamer video blog post about Rage. Since I did a full review in the actual written blog, I'm not going to recap all of that here. That'd take a lot of time and waste the time of everyone who watches these and reads them, which I hope you all are. Anyway, I'm just going to talk about the things in the game I thought were particularly outstanding, and the things in the game I thought were particularly not. So let's start with what I did really enjoy. First and foremost, at the beginning of the game, you get access to these things called wing sticks. Wing sticks are glorified three-bladed boomerangs that have, via the magical power of technology, the ability to track targets. Now, the reason these little devices are so cool is because in the controller layout, your secondary items like bandages, grenades, and wing sticks, among other things, are mapped to the left bumper, and the 360 at least, which is what I played on. And that feels to me just such a convenient place to have those items. You don't have to worry about holding down a trigger, it's just a tap of that bumper will throw a wing stick or heal you with a bandage, or in the case of grenades, a tap will fling the grenade, and holding it will cook that grenade, which is really handy. And you even get a little gauge for the cooking. Just nice. Yay for the future. Anyway, so partially because of this layout, and partially because they're an instant kill on almost any enemy, wing sticks are amazing. They work surprisingly well, they dodge a decent amount of terrain, and they often come back, maximizing their efficiency and maximizing the fact that you can use resources to build them, but if they sucked, it would be a waste of resources. Please see exploding RC cars, sentry turrets, and sentry bots later. Anyway, wing sticks were fantastic. My favorite battle in the entire game consisted of me doing nothing but fighting crazed rabid mutants with wing sticks. Regardless of the range, I just chucked a wing stick at their heads. And later on, you can get an advanced upgrade to the wing sticks, which makes them even more stupidly deadly. Although I should say that the game starts to do some silly things. Helmeted enemies can take a hit from a wing stick and live, provided they haven't been dealt any other damage. Some enemies have the magical ability to dodge them. It isn't natural looking, it's sort of... If you ever played Enter the Matrix for the PS2, and you watched an agent dodge bullets, sometimes it feels a little like that. It just feels like all of a sudden like, oh, no, can't do that, sorry. And it just feels awkward. But outside of that, wing sticks are fun. Other good things about the game, enemy AI works really, really well. It's original, it feels more realistic. Enemies run and jump and dive over cover. They work together with teammates to a point. It's not perfect by any stretch, but even on normal, the enemies provide a consistent enough challenge to your aiming that they force you to aim and to lead targets and to try and predict what they're going to do. And then sometimes they do really inane things and it doesn't exactly work out. But anyway, those two things work out really, really well, in my opinion. Vehicular combat and the upgrading system for vehicles are, I would say, are worthwhile, are enjoyable, and given that the multiplayer in the game is entirely vehicular in terms of competitive multiplayer, it's sort of like post-apocalyptic Mario Kart or Diddy Kong Racing. Pull that one out, blast from the past. But that's really what makes it worthwhile. It's pretty polished. There's not an enormous depth of complexity and customization there, but there's enough that it's fun. You will definitely hit a point in the campaign where your vehicles totally, completely outclass everything you come up against, which can be fun. Anyway, let's talk about some of the less great things. In a nutshell, guns feel completely unbalanced. And not in the way that they normally are. Normally, the rocket launcher, the noob tube, is super powerful. It kills everything. If you get one, you win, that kind of thing. And, guns like the assault rifle are towards the lower end. Shotguns are typically on the higher end of usefulness, and so on. In this game, The shotgun, the machine gun, the assault rifle, the sniper rifle, the rocket launcher are all outclassed by the pistol. The settler pistol, the first gun you get pistol. This is partially due to the fact that for a very small amount of money, immediately at the beginning of the game, you can pick up a good sniper scope for the pistol, which happens to be somewhat like a monocle. Anyway, and you also, through the crafting system, can make special ammo types for some weapons, not all, another pet peeve. And one of those ammo types is so powerful, it completely and totally outclasses the precision and damage dealing capability of the sniper rifle, which only has basic bullets. I mean, these fat mamas for the pistol will decapitate enemies that the sniper rifle only stuns. Figure that out. It doesn't feel balanced or realistic in any way. It doesn't even feel post-apocalyptic realistic. You'd think a sniper rifle would be good. If you're carrying that much weight, it should be worthwhile. Same for the rocket launcher. Rocket launcher is only useful against really big things in required missions. Nah. Outside of that, I'm not going to get into all of the guns. I will say that the weapon modding and upgrading system is half-baked. There are very few actual weapon mods. You can buy, throughout the whole game, in the store inventories, I saw 4. Wait, is that right? Actually, no, it might just be 3. Whether or not you count the monocle for the pistol, the sniper scope. And while useful, particularly the singular upgrade for the shotgun, they're not game-breakingly awesome. So that falls kind of flat. Gameplay is straight FPS, and the biggest pet peeve, well, second to biggest pet peeve, plants are this. If you look at a plant, it's sitting on the ground. If you look at it, this is how it looks. These are leaves, and these are leaves, and it's a plant. So from a distance, it looks like, hey, it's a real plant. It's been rendered well. Yay, good texture. From above, they're two completely 2D slides of plants crisscrossed on each other like that. And it looks really bad. And I realize graphics aren't everything, but it's the future. Let's try, at least to make plants look realistic. There aren't even that many. It's a post-apocalyptic wasteland. Yeah. Anyway, biggest thing, the story is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. You will not get closure from this game. You will not really be satisfied with how the story ends. To be honest, I wasn't even satisfied with the gameplay at the end of the game. I breezed through the end of the game with one gun. I never died. I didn't fight. There was no boss to fight. It was just la 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 la. Oh, the game's over. I mean, it was abrupt and pretty boring. I was glad it was over because I was ready to move on to something else. Long story short, rent, do not buy. If you're going to buy, wait for the price to drop. It is not worth $60, I promise. Wait for it to drop. It's fun for a rental, you know, 3-5 days, that kind of thing. But outside of that, it's not really worth your time at this point. If you're interested in a fuller review, some more of my thoughts about it, check out the monocledgamer.blogspot.com. It has a full write-up. Outside of that, get ready for a new written blog post tomorrow, that same web address, and have a great day.